All right, folks. Today I'm going to go over a demo of basically it's a patching demo. So we're going to use actually before I get started, let's go do an approval real quick. So this is ServiceNow. Here's a new change ticket that just got created. Notice there's my configuration item for my demo box. It's getting built, and then I'm using a change request template in ServiceNow. And I got to do 2 approvals. Approve, that's for the group approval. And now we got to do a cab approval. I'm just using out of the box ServiceNow that I share with other people on my team. All right, so now that change ticket's approved. So we're just going to kind of chill out and wait for the system to catch up. Actually, let's look at, actually, let me delete these 2 tasks here. These tasks are irrelevant. I just haven't deleted them from the whole process. Okay, so we've got our change request here, and basically what the demo, we're going to show vulnerability remediation using Red Hat Insights, Ansible Automation Platform, and in this case, ServiceNow. Don't get hung up on any of the specifics. So ServiceNow could be Remedy Helix, it could be Jira Service Desk, it could be Sharewell, some other system. Basically, as long as we can integrate with the system, we could do the same kind of work. And then the muscle is Ansible Automation Platform. That's actually running over here. And I just kicked off the build of Greg Warmeister and I's demo Linux web server that we built for customer demos. And then right here, this CMDB box, when that CMDB record gets created, there's a trigger in ServiceNow that kicks off the CVE remediation process, the remediator, as I like to call it. And so you can see the machine that just got built. That is related to the change ticket right here. And then let's take a look at the workflow for this, because we got to wait a little bit. So if I go Flow Designer, and right here, this is the workflow. And if I click on this, we can see that basically the trigger is if there's a CMDB record created in the appropriate class. In this case, it's this class right here. And the description field says Ansible Automation Platform Demo, or the asset tag says this, that's actually the trigger. It could be somebody opened up a work order, somebody opened up some kind of a ticket. There's all kinds of triggers. I'm just using this because it made sense to do. So then after that trigger, then we do things like create a change request record, update the change request record. Then we're going to wait for the state to go into a scheduled state. And then we're going to update the change request record again with other information. And then right here, basically we're doing a wait for 6 minutes. So you can think of this as like a pause or a sleep. And then we're going to kick off a workflow template. So launch workflow job template, and it happens to be job ID. So this is where ServiceNow gets integrated with the Ansible Automation Platform. And then this stanza right here, these extra vars, this is what puts the change ticket number into the Ansible workflow job. And I'll try to remember to show that as we go. So let's go back to the automation platform. Let me cancel out of this and see what's going on. So if I click on jobs and I look, so we're at the post install just finished. Okay, and so the post install just finished. So then this box right here, this is the Red Hat Insights registration, and so this process needs to be done before the CVE remediator could work. We need to have a record in Insights. And if you're not familiar with Insights, it's a solution that's provided by Red Hat with your RHEL subscriptions or your Ansible subscriptions or your OpenShift subscriptions. It's SaaS only. If you're interested in the playbooks or crib notes, my crib notes on Insights, you can just go to my GitHub repository called Red Hat Insights. And down here's the crib notes. Also, I think it's important here, this is the Insights API documentation. So this is how you can interact with Insights. And so then this is all the APIs that you could call. This particular API right here is the one that we're using to get all the vulnerabilities related to this system out of Insights and into Ansible Automation Platform and into ServiceNow so that we can programmatically patch this stuff. And actually, one of the things I want you to keep in mind as we're doing, executing this, think about what are your controls that you have within your company that you have to demonstrate to auditors on an annual basis or quarterly basis or however often you have to do it. What are your controls, and then how are you making sure that those controls are documented? And this is a way where you could take your controls and encode them into your infrastructure in a way where you could demonstrate compliance with your auditable policies. So let's check it on ServiceNow and let's see where things are at. So I don't have any tasks, so nothing has changed over here yet. Let's go back to jobs. Okay, so we're still waiting. So the demo finished. Okay, so we talked about what we're doing. We talked about the API documentation. Oh, some additional documentation that I want you to know about. So if we go Ansible Tower documentation, this will have the same look and feel as the API documentation for Insights. Okay, and then so just I want you to kind of think about everything that you can do through the GUI, you could do through the API. Okay, let's check in and see if AAP is doing anything. Okay, so now the Remediator workflow is running. So let's click on this workflow. Let's click details. There's our change ticket number right there. Okay, so let's check back in on that change ticket. Let's see what's happening. Okay. So you can see that we've got 12 tasks, and we've got so basically 12 tasks related to this change ticket. And then what I'm going to show you here is here's the CVE ID, and then right here, let's see if I can fix this. It's not going to let me do it. Okay. Actually, it did fix it. Okay. So then right here, this is the Insights inventory ID. So we need the CVE ID and the Insights ID to be able to generate a playbook. And actually, now that I've got these records created, I know that I've got a corresponding system in Insights. Let's just hit the refresh button there. Let's click on this dude here. Click on vulnerabilities. And you can see we've got 13 vulnerabilities, 13 CVEs. If we look at this column right here on the right, we got a manual CVE, and I want you to keep track of the number at CVE 2018-3639. We'll go look at what that gets created in the system. I'm basically creating that as a problem ticket because there is no playbook to fix that. And so I decided that I was going to create a problem ticket. You could do whatever you want within your organization. Maybe you want to do an incident ticket or do something else. You could don't get hung up on the specifics of what's in the demo. Then we've got the rest of these. So 12 remediations with Ansible playbooks. So that's what we're seeing right here. And then notice if we look at the advisory column, there's 8 of them that have an advisory, and then there's 4 that don't. So basically all of the playbooks, all of the remediation, or all of the CVEs that have a remediation that have a playbook get turned into a change task related to the parent change ticket. And notice the state they're in progress. And then what's going to happen is we remediate those. We're going to update each one of these tasks, and we'll close them so that the state will slowly work its way to closed for all of these. And then once we're done with this workflow, I'm going to hit refresh on Insights, and what we'll see is the vulnerabilities that have an advisory will be cleared out of the system because we're running these playbooks right here, okay? And the 5 that don't have an advisory will still be in the system, okay? So let's go look back here. Let's hit the refresh button, see if we've actually processed one of these tasks yet. Yeah, okay, so we've processed a couple of them. So I'm going to click on this. So we've got right here, we've got the vulnerability ID and the inventory, the Insights inventory ID. We've got the description for the CVE. We also have this is the job ID for the remediation process that ran against the system. So that's the launch, and then this is the completed. There are more details. Actually, what we'll do is we'll go look at some of those jobs here in a minute. We'll look at what kind of details are in the system. This is an example of the playbook that is run. And actually, let me talk about Insights. So, in addition to being able to patch your environment with Red Hat provided playbooks, this is a playbook that you could look at to kind of help yourself learn how to write a playbook. I kind of think of this as like a gold standard of a playbook. Anyways, let's do this. Let's go. I'm going to show you where those playbooks are going in my GitHub repository. So basically what we had to do is we had to generate those playbooks and then store them. Let's see. So that's task 11824 in a software repository so that we could basically apply this, run this automation against the host. And right here is that host that we just built. So anyways, so this is the playbook that's going to get run, and this is the software repository that's kind of the place where I drop the playbooks and then make sure that I know that they're related to a specific task. So let's keep checking in on this. Oops, let's go back a little bit. Okay, so let's see. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 done. We got eight more to go. Let's check in over here on Ansible Automation Platform. Let's see if we can find some information related to these jobs. So, so I've got the Remediator running. So I'm going to click on this, and you can see check for an update. And then notice down here it says upgrade package, and it says skipping. So let's take a look at this. So this is the command that is actually getting run from that playbook. So this is one that's got a playbook but no advisory. And so then remember 2018-12127. So let's go back to Insights. 2018-12127. There is a playbook for it. There is no advisory. So basically what that playbook is, you can just think of it as a stub. It's sitting there waiting for somebody to write the remediation. So that one's just doing a check update. Let's check on a different one. Let's check on this one. Job 8947. Go back to jobs, 8947. Okay, so that one also did a skip, right? So I'm not going to look at that because it'll be the same. Let's go to 8947. Let's go to 48. Okay, that one did a skip. 49. That one did a skip. 4950. Okay, so right here you can see check for update. So then there's the CVE number. That's the actual command that got run to do the checking the update, and then it found that it needs to do an update. So now it's going to change the command to DNF upgrade -v -y -CVE and the CVE ID. And then if we look at the JSON output, we can see what it's doing. So here's the standard out. Here's the command that got run. Here's the start, the end time, raw parameters, and then here's the standard out line. So this is what you would see if you were sitting in front of the keyboard doing this by hand. Thank God we don't have to do this by hand anymore. And so that is everything that is going on to remediate this. And then like right here, this is the job ID, and that shows up in the task. Actually, let's see if we can find the next one down, I guess. Let's click on that. 49, I think it was 50. Yep, 8950. Closed was in progress. Okay, so then let's see where we're at. Let's go back here. So then hopefully you can see that like now what we've got is we've got a process where we are actually automating the vulnerability fixing, and we're also documenting those fixes in a way where if we had an auditor come along and wanted to audit us, we could run a report that says, yeah, this is how we know that our system's got patched, and we know what CVE was addressed. We know when it was done. We know how it was done. We also know, oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is in the case of what do we do when we don't have a playbook? And so in my demo, I'm creating a problem ticket. It doesn't have to be a problem ticket. It could be an incident ticket. It could be a Slack message. It could be a text, whatever, however you want to keep track of your stuff. So then, hey, there is no available playbook. Here's the description. The configuration item is related to the problem ticket. This problem ticket could be related to the change ticket, et cetera, et cetera. So now we've got a record where it's like, hey, there's a vulnerability. We know about it. It's in Insights. There is no playbook. There isn't a playbook that we can run against it. So we're just going to document it here, and then we could execute our problem management process to figure out what we're going to do, if anything, related to this. Let's see if we can find the change ticket. Let's see here. And we got 2 more to go. And then after these last 2, I'm going to come back up here to Insights, and I'm going to hit refresh. And what I expect to see is all of the vulnerabilities that have an advisory are going to drop. Basically, they're going to be remediated. They're not going to exist anymore. And so then we're going to have 4 playbooks and 1 manual, or we're going to have 5 CVEs. 1 of them will be manual, and then 4 of them are playbooks. And then we could come up with a different process that, hey, we're going to run patching against the boxes every day if we wanted to, or every week or every month. And we could literally trigger that with a change ticket, have it run the playbooks, and apply the appropriate updates if we wanted to, and it would all be documented. So let's check in on that. Okay, so we got one more that we're processing. And so then after that one is done, we will refresh Insights. Let's see. So we got Ansible Automation Platform. Oh, look at that. It's all done. So this should be done. All right, so then everything's closed here. So basically, for every vulnerability that there was a fix, they were fixed. Actually, let's hit refresh on Insights. Click on vulnerability. So now you can see we've got 5 CVEs left. None of them have an advisory. 4 of them have a playbook, and 1 of them is manual. The one that's manual got turned into a problem ticket. These right here, we could come up with a workflow that runs these every month, every week, every day, whatever. And then at some point when there's a fix to them, they will actually remediate the boxes. Anywho, so that's a demo on how you could patch Linux boxes using Ansible Automation Platform, Insights, Red Hat Insights, and ServiceNow. I don't want you to get hung up on the specifics. So could we do patching on Windows boxes? Yes, we can do patching on Windows boxes. We would need something that would tell us what CVEs are related to what Windows boxes, and then what we were going to do about that. And then don't get hung up on the specific service management system. We can integrate with your service management system as well. And then Ansible Automation Platform is basically the enterprise automation platform that's tying all of this together, making this possible. Have a great day.